Guess who's home?
Your boy Ray's back home, dude. So I was browsing around Twitter the other day and I happened to stumble across a post that definitely piqued my interest, to say the least, and that is potentially one of the luckiest things I think I've seen in quite some time. A tweet here adding me lit saying I got it. What is being displayed in this tweet is an individual getting a legendary star drop here and rolling a legendary brawler, a free legendary brawler. A question: how likely is it for you to get a legendary brawler for free out of star drops? So it's safe to say star drops are probably the main attraction of this update, met with a ton of intrigue, a brand new addition to this game that kind of embodies the feeling to a certain degree of opening up Brawl boxes here. Definitely not the exact same as Brawl boxes, but you know, in my opinion, it gives you just that right amount of dopamine hit, trying to get lucky to get something that it kind of scratches that luck itch that I feel like a lot of us really enjoy in games like this and that Brawl boxes once provided. And look, by no means am I making this video to put a damper on star drops or anything like that. In my opinion, it's one of the cooler implementations to come to the game in a very long time. But seeing that star drops are such a new addition to this game, we really don't know a whole lot about drop rates just yet. We don't have a drop rate indicator in Brawl Stars itself, so a lot of the data in order to figure out drop rates here with star drops is left to the community with trials. People such as Kairos doing a phenomenal job just going off of base trials, trying to figure out a somewhat accurate drop rate of star drops, along with other individuals which we will be utilizing for some of the context in this video today. Seeing that we are limited to only 3 star drops every single day, of course it's going to be very, very difficult to unlock some of these higher rarity items in the game, whether it's a really high priced skin or even higher rarity brawlers like mythics and legendaries. And I don't think it helped very much, and I'm not taking a dig at anyone here. I think it's fun to see a whopping amount of star drops being opened in a video, but I hope you guys aren't writing your expectations of star drops from these insane openings, seeing that we are limited to 3 every single day. An example here from Nubs opening up 1,000 star drops at once is going to take 333 days in order to get that many. And Nubs isn't the only one. Literally everyone is making these big openings, right? But with everything we know now about star drops, the task today is to try to figure out how difficult it is to get a legendary brawler out of these star drops for free. And let me tell you, it's pretty dang hard. So this absolute legend over here on Reddit provided a pretty dang in-depth list of drop rates from star drops here. We have Ravager LMD. He claims that he found these numbers in the game files and they appear to be very close to Kairos Times estimates as well. This individual compiled every single rarity of star drop here in the game, the percent chance to get said rarity out of a single star drop, and the contents within it and their percent chance to get it with that star drop rarity. So for example, getting a star drop, you have a 50% chance for it to be rare. You'll have a 28% chance to roll it being a super rare. You have a 15% chance to roll it being an epic, and it just becomes more and more unlikely as we continue. 5% in order to get a mythic, and the whopping legendary 2% chance to get a legendary. 2% drop rate should be pretty dang familiar to us, to the point where it's just another day in the park. If we take a look back at the drop rates when Brawl boxes were a thing to get different rarity brawlers here inside of Brawl Stars, to get a legendary star drop is pretty similar to unlocking a rare brawler, the drop rate in and of itself. Of course, we are only able to get 3 star drops every single day, so it's a bit more tricky to get the legendary drop rate when compared to a rare brawler, seeing that we could just open up copious amounts to the point where some people could stash away like hundreds of them. And let's be honest, it is nowhere near the legendary brawler drop rate which we had back in the day for Brawl boxes, being 0.1872% here, but it could fluctuate. However, again, I want to to point out that we had much more opportunities to work with boxes outside of just 3-star drops, it makes it seem much more unlikely to get something like a legendary star drop. Things don't stop there, people, and you guys will understand why I'm a bit hesitant with posts much like this, thinking that they could be fake, because in order to get a legendary brawler here from star drops, we need to go even deeper, literally rolling the luck train once again. So first, we gotta get lucky and get that legendary star drop, that 2% chance to get it. But then on top of that, based on this individual's data and the data from game files here in Brawl Stars, we once again need to roll a 1.72% drop rate to get that legendary brawler. So what does a 2% chance to get the legendary star drop, while on top of that a 1.72% chance once you get that legendary star drop to then get a legendary brawler look like in terms of scale? Let me tell you what, it's nothing close to that 0.18% chance to get a legendary brawler when Brawl boxes were a thing. So to figure out how truly lucky you need to be in order to get a legendary brawler out of a star drop, we are next transitioning to calculator.net, where we can plug in some of these values. So first, we're going to plug in the percent chance to get a legendary brawler once you already rolled a legendary star drop, which is 1.72%, which, if we continue here, of the 2% chance that we already got with the legendary star drop, which is 0.02, a decimal form of the 2% chance. We then calculate it, and this is the chance in order to get a legendary brawler out of a single star drop that you acquired. So in percent form, 0.000344 is 0.0344%. Now things start to get really fun once we start taking a look at the bigger picture here. I think it's interesting to find out roughly how many star drops you need to open up in order to get to a relatively good probability you're going to get that free legendary brawler out of a star drop, not counting how lucky and unlucky some individuals can be. I mean, we got one person that got a legendary brawler already, I guess, from that Twitter post, if that is indeed correct. But of course, on the other hand, there are people that would go way past this amount from just sheer unluckiness. But I ended up finding out just from counting up here slowly that it's going to take roughly 2,907 star drops in order to get to that 100% chance of getting it. Again, you could get even more unlucky and go past this amount. Now the fun doesn't stop there if you ask me. Seeing that we can only get 3 star drops a day, how many days would this take in order to acquire this many star drops to get to that 100% drop rate chance to get the legendary brawler? It would take you 969 days, people, which divided in years is going to take you 2.7 years, man. Now again, this isn't me like throwing punches at star drops or anything like that. I just find it incredibly intriguing that it's this unlikely to get a legendary brawler. If you really look at it, this is probably one of the most lucky things we can now do here inside of Brawl Stars. If you happen to get a legendary brawler out of star drops, you are quite honestly one of the luckiest people here within Brawl Stars. And at the end of the day, as we mentioned before towards the beginning of this video, star drops are meant to be a small substitution to the joy that we once had within Brawl boxes, a compromise that are technically free and literally made possible from other progression areas within the game. So it just makes sense that some of these bigger ticketed items from star drops are going to be really unlikely to get. But even if they are unlikely, in my opinion, that just adds to the allure of star drops. These very unlikely things that are still possible are fun to realize that they are a possibility. You could get incredibly lucky and get some of these things. While on top of that, at the end of the day, star drops are just a fun feature, things to keep us interested, and a luck chance within the game that scratches that itch when it comes to those dopamine receptors firing off, and what we once kind of had with Brawl boxes, where, you know, in all honesty, this addition in Brawl Stars really didn't need to happen. happen. The Brawl Stars dev team could have continued down this path of the effort put in is what you get out of Brawl Stars, where they pretty much so added Starr drops from a want from the community, which is pretty dang cool if you think about it. A safe gotcha feature. Pretty awesome. But there you have it, everyone. That is how difficult it is to get a legendary brawler out of Starr drops. Seeing that Starr drops are so new here, it's fun to investigate a feature much like this, which is why I wanted to take the chance to do this for this episode today. But yeah, everyone, hope you all found this interesting, useful, fun. If you did, make sure to slap a like on it. I'd really appreciate that. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Adios and take care.